What's up, guys? Jeff Lewis here. So this is week 2, day 2 of our current cycle. So really going through some sumo deadlifts here, double kettlebell sumo deadlifts as part of the warm-up, really getting that posterior chain activated before we hit some deadlifts and some Zercher squats today. So you're going to see shin is pretty parallel, loading into that hip and that hamstring. Then move on to some back extensions here. Again, I've talked about this before, but I really like using back extensions, not only as a back prep, but really more as a glute and hip extension prep. So a lot of times people will do this and just use a lot of their low back and not get hips. That's one thing we like to add in here. Move on to some goblets. So got about a 53-pound kettlebell here, dropping down to the bottom position, kind of just moving around, seeing what feels good, what doesn't. Hang out there for a few, and then we'll kind of hit some reps here more than anything, just getting a little bit of some control through the range, kind of quick tempo. So you're keeping some tension on the whole time, so not fully standing all the way up. So that is purposeful. I'm going to hit one more round here of those kettlebell sumo deadlifts, mainly just because we're deadlifting today. So I really just want to make sure that posterior chain is in a good spot and it is ready to roll for today's workout. So after this, we moved on to our deadlifts. So this video here is my second. So I did 3 sets of 5. So a little more on the volume side today for that day 2. And this is my second set here of 5 at 225. I mean, it was feeling all right. It was just a little slow more than I've been shoveling a lot lately with all the snow. So definitely a little bit of some fatigue from there that I think is playing into this a little bit. And then shortly coming up here, going on my third set. So I took my third set, took a little more of a bigger jump than I probably necessarily should have. So went up to 255 for a set of 5, which I haven't really done in a while. And again, it was a little bit more of a grind than I had anticipated. You can kind of see just from a little bit of a little more rest in between reps here. Got it done though. That's the important thing more than anything. Made sure just keeping tension throughout upper back, lats, and from that posterior chain standpoint. Otherwise, that's when things can get a little funky for me more than anything. So really, that set of 5 here is our last one. So again, just 3 sets of 5. I try to not go more than 3 sets of 5 on these volume days just to make sure I'm left in a good spot recovery tomorrow before Friday is more of our intensity day. So really after that, moving into some Zercher squats. This is my first set here, so haven't done these in a while, so really just want to start on the lighter side, make sure, one, that felt good. Honestly, this felt pretty solid on the hip, which, again, historically, even when I've worked with patients that have some kind of anterior hip pain and pinching, these more anterior dominant barbell movements, Zercher squats, kettlebell front squats, barbell front squats, typically feel a little better, puts you in a much more of a natural squat position without any excessive anterior tilt or lumbar extension. So this is my third set. I had to double up on towels here, so my arms are getting killed. So went on to my third set here at 135, really just keeping a good pace, focused on good acceleration. And that is really it for our Zerchers there. And then finished up with some single leg GHD iso holds on the 45 degrees. So I got a 25-pound plate here. Really just making sure I'm feeling this in the glute more than anything. A lot of variations you could do with this, which I really enjoy. You could do just some static holds, you can do some drops, you can do some raises overhead. Really just a lot of things that should mainly challenge that ability to hold that hip extension from your glute, not getting all of your extension from your low back. So this is something I like to hit in as a once or twice a week in my accessory, just to keep things moving.